So the idea of the exhibition is not to explore Marie Antoinette as Queen of France, the history of the Queen, but more about her image. Why has her image managed to go through 200 years of history and still remain today one of the most popular images of iconic images of popular culture? Another one of her wearing a straw hat, dressed in white muslin, wearing a rose. It's influenced modern artists, so this is her compared to the Queen in this idyllic surrounding. She's gone from this. She was hounded by the press. She set trends with her wigs, her extravagant clothes. In the exhibition itself, we showed the Gazette of the Queen, the Gazette des Atours de la Reine. It shows samples of fabric that she personally would choose, which would then be confectioned into her court attire. Duties at the temple, he was able to make sketches of Marie Antoinette from the revolutionary period. The artist who... The last 10 weeks of her life was spent here as a prisoner before her trial and execution, but already a cult started to evolve around the image of the Queen, right through to the modern day, with images, for example, of Sofia Coppola and Kirsten Dunst, a complete new take on the Queen. In terms of her wedding itself, personally, I don't have any particular image of the Queen. I don't recall any particular engravings of this. Obviously, eyewitness accounts, but marriages were not grand affairs with the famous white dress that we see today. In the 18th century, it was very different. She would have probably just been wearing a court dress. So the royal family was still had their status.
The first royal famous customer of Bellario was obviously Marie Antoinette. In spite, this time we don't have original archive, but the story goes that way. Bellario was protected by all the kings and queens of France from Marie de Medici in 1613, and she granted privileges to the Bellarios, and from that date every king or queen of France reattributed these privileges to the Bellarios up to Louis XVI. So in our collection of heritage pieces, we have the great privilege to have this bracelet, which belonged to Marie Antoinette, and which is made of 7 cameos, which are antique ones, and set in a very typical of 18th century silver mounting, and adorned with many garnets with these red stones Marie Antoinette used to like particularly.
recommend.
It was May 6, 1785, when Florent Louis XVI, the founder of Piper Heidsieck and Rare Champagne, came to visit Versailles and the Queen Marie Antoinette and presented, the most prestigious cuvée he had, which was Rare Champagne. She was a luxury person, with a very good taste, as we can see, with Rare Champagne. And for sure, she would love champagne in every wedding.